This is Boosttoad, a startup idea generator. You enter in your idea, get an MVP plan, and launch. Looking at the hero image here, love it. Bold contrast for the text, and it's very clear what it does from idea to MVP plan in minutes. 57 entrepreneurs already ahead of you. All right, so getting started here. So start your project. Love that you can get started without signing up right away. Project title. Let's just start with a habit tracking app. A habit tracking app focused on meal prep. Meal prep. A web app that allows you to track your calories and eating habits. Okay, so it says unlock your project's full potential. We guide you to a lean canvas business plan. Stop playing, start building. Okay, cool. Only issue for this is this gradient is hard to read this text against, but so far I love what it offers. Good set of things. All right, so let's generate project details and see what we got here. Okay, AI project assistant. All right, so this is the loading screen, and it's finished. Okay, pain point analysis, which is great. Target audience identification, solution strategy, and business model design. Continue. What do we got? Struggling to maintain. Okay, healthy diet due to lack of meal planning and tracking. Feeling overwhelmed by complexity of calorie counting and nutrition tracking. Okay, difficulty. All right, so it goes to your pain points, your target audience, and that's it. Okay. So do I pick one before I can jump to the next step? Okay. This one. And then I'll say students. Okay. Right off the bat here, it was unclear to me that I had to click these. I didn't know there were buttons at first. I thought that they were like all going to be the components that were part of the next step. But I like that you can write your own here though. That's pretty cool. So I can add. One pain point would be then there are too many numbers to keep track of on pen and paper. Use this answer. That's interesting. Where did it go? So if you write your own. Okay, it would be great if you end up doing. Okay, now it's there. Can I go back to getting the old ones? What if I cancel? Okay, that sucks. So if you add a custom answer, you lose all of the pre-generated answers. What happens if I cancel? Can I ever get back to it? Oh no, okay. That'd be something I would add. Like if someone adds their own custom, it should just go underneath the other pre-generated ones. Bummer. Now I can't even get rid of it. Okay. Next step. So we got proposed solutions, unique selling proposition, and monetization strategies. Okay. Rule of 3 is always cool here. Kind of like a select your adventure storybook, but for business creation. Okay. So I'll pick personalized meal plans, AI-driven meal plan customization and feedback system, and then I will go for a freemium model. Okay, create project. Now what? Save your project just to get started. Gotcha. I would make this more prominent right here. I just started reading this, watching this video. I didn't know what I had to do next. Yeah, I would put this button up higher so I can kind of just keep breezing through. So if I sign up now, then I assume enter my email. Okay, cool. Let me enter that. Services. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm wrong. Go to sign up. Okay. Or you can continue. Let me just go for the Google movement. Okay, signing in. Hopefully that works. Boosttoad. Okay, so now that I've signed in, I assume I get taken to a dashboard. Okay, so start building your own lean canvas map, feature management, define your own features, and then MVP creation. Okay, I like that you, for your onboarding, you have a clear set of steps, um, and that is kind of like you can build a progress bar. Okay, love that. Let's get started. Okay, so okay, do this now, and then you have the, oh, this is great. I love the visibility, so I can know what part of the flow I'm in. Um, in progress, 20% complete. I have project foundation growth guide launch. All right, cool. So let me get started. Gotcha, okay. So you can't generate anything. So if I go back, get started. How do I like do it? Am I able to go to feature management? Feature management is locked. Okay, gotcha. So I guess my question would be here, say I wanted to do all this myself. Am I able to do anything else? Or I guess I need to, can I generate my own blueprints? Okay, so I need to upgrade in order to get through. Okay. Growth guide, okay. Um, Dashboard, okay, so it's cool. Oh, it does it every time. So I can edit this for free, I assume. Okay, market, okay. Gotcha, okay. And then that's be your converts thing. Okay, so in order to get over there, you need to, hey, okay, seems pretty cool. Checking out Boosttoad. So Boosttoad is a startup idea kind of guidance platform. Um, the goal here is you describe your idea and you get a plan to help you get to launch. I love this little mascot. All right, let me go back. I already have set up the describe idea phase, so let me go check out my projects. Habit tracking app. Let's get back to it. Okay, let's get started. So define project, start. Let's create my lean canvas. So this thing is supposed to give you a market clarity, strategic focus, and feature direction. Um, and this is your blueprint. It's supposed to help you identify your target customers, clarify your business model, and define your unique value proposition before you start building features. Very fun. It's great. So generate blueprint. May take a few moments. Okay. Problem, customer segment. Okay, this is all channel. Okay, so it gives you problem. Okay, customer segment, unique value. Okay, solution, App Store, Google Play revenue streams, cost structure, first mover. Okay, this is tough. My question for this would be how you're verifying no one's done this before. Um, and of course, activation rate is important. Monthly active users, subscription activation is the most important rate. But that's my personal bias. Um, okay, so the solution is the app personal, based on user preferences, health goals. Okay, this is cool. My only concern with this layout is just readability. It's just a lot of information all at once. I would, make it bigger, maybe something like that, or I can kind of click through, and analyze these. because it just kind of all comes at once. And I know that some of these are components that I have entered myself, but some of them are not. So it'd be nice to know kind of what is already done and then what is not. Because I know I added this problem statement here, for example. But let's go to feature management and see how that looks. Okay, so build your product features. Awesome. You get a feature list to manage all your features like that. Feature generator helps you make up new features, okay? And then an MVP plan. So which are the most important ones that's released on V001? Okay, I like this. So I feel like this is where everyone gets stuck. Like it's cool to brainstorm, but figuring out what is most critical to execute is usually where people get stuck. What you'll achieve, organized feature list, you have your priorities set, development tracking, detailed implementation plan. Love plan. I feel like that, yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's start building features. Let's try generating them with AI. I'm going to go with fundamental features. And core features. Let's try these two. Okay, and it's going over like all the stuff. I'm going to start with just these two, right? I don't need all three. I just want to know my core and I think the fundamental was the other one. Okay, so I need a user authentication system. Okay, so it breaks them out into core and infrastructure. Okay, in-app messaging announcements, landing page, API, notification. So what happens? These look like checkboxes, right? So what if I click on one? I understand. So I would pick a few of these and then proceed with my MVP. Okay, so if I said I need user auth, profile management, an onboarding flow, which may not be important for MPV, honestly. Sometimes that's like V2, but I'll say in-app messaging and announcements, and then I'll go over here core, grocery integration, mealtime generator, and a feedback loop. I think we can pass on project tracking and dietary restriction. Those seem kind of not the most necessary. That leaves us with 6, and then notification to keep people around. Boom, 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 boom. Payment processing will be sick, but I'll probably release this for free just to see if people even use it. And then subscription management will be ideal for building stuff. Okay, certain I need all this other stuff too, but let's just start our MVP with these 8 features here. All right, so at this point, I have all of these features here. And what are the details? Okay, so you get a user story, acceptance criteria, which is pretty awesome. I like this. It definitely helps with the product manager element. So like if you're someone that you just can code at Storm, but the project manager component is what's annoying, this helps you get your ducks in a row. So know what's your user story, what's your acceptance criteria. I assume you can click these as you progress. Awesome. And then what's this thing mean? Can you like move it up and down like that? Okay. Gotcha versus drag and drop. I understand. Okay, so you have all these things. It is interesting that these aren't in. I would love these to stay in those categories. You know, once it's an MVP zone, it'd be awesome for all the features to stay in I think it was like administrative, building, like knowing the categories that they're in is really helpful for me personally because if you're gonna outsource anything or someone's asking for an update on the project, it's nice to go, hey, I'm focusing on billing right now, versus like being like I'm doing release notes down to feature bandings, right? You can say in-app messaging maybe, but I liked the previous categories from before. That was awesome. And then so say I complete one, how I do this, right? Say I do. Let me find one that's less. So click less times. Profile management. Say I do all these, will it disappear? Or is complete. So with that complete, it's gone, right? And then I can click this to show complete. Okay. And then I can just boom. Oops. I can show completed and then not take them away. And then you can always add a feature. Let's see how that feels. Testing. And then I can add save feature. Okay, that's pretty slick. So what's next? What if I continue from here? I'm currently in step 4 out of 5. Okay, so theoretically you'd want to complete the whole thing, complete all of those features, and then proceed to the step, I assume. So this is the only complete feature I have. Okay, so for example, for someone like me that just made a mistake, right? I'd obviously want to go back and pick something else, right? This is complete. How would I go back, right? Can I go back to feature management? Okay, so what if I go here to in-app messaging and I say, hey, this one's complete, I've done all of this. Subscription, mark features complete, right? Show completed. Subscription management, and these ones are all completed, right? Oh, I see what it is. Oh, okay. This was confusing to me. I thought that this was already adds my MVP. So what I need to do is pick these and say that they're in the MVP. Okay, that is one step that's confusing. When I selected these before, I thought they were already going to go ahead into the MVP from that previous screen where you showed me kind of this larger list of features you would need. I did not know that once I got here, I needed to also say, hey, I want this in my MVP. So let me show the completed ones, add them to MVP, and ensure I'm not. Okay, these are all now MVP features. So if I show completed, I have these unfinished MVP features. When I can continue, I should see, okay, like I have a few things left to go do, and then I can, awesome. And then from here, now it tells you kind of, you can progress track. That's cool. So if I go, all right, I'm completed with this, then it says, I want the dynamic grocery list integration, complete. A little confetti, love that, and you complete. User feedback loop. All right, so now go to launch MVP. What do I get here? Okay, generating launch checklist. Okay. So we have business, marketing, operations, product readiness, and UX. I guess my question for this would, of course, be, and I like that you have these categories here that I can kind of click through if I want to streamline it. My question here would be, is this launch checklist created in relation to what I chose, or are these things you just have to do no matter what? Because, for example, SEO optimization was not a part of what I picked from an MVP, so I would wonder how is that here? Why is this here? Yeah, you have to do it, but if there are things I just kind of have to do, it'd be really nice to have that become maybe a part of the MVP screen, so that way as I'm progressing, I can build with these things in mind, so I know, like, okay, launch is going to require me to do all these things, payment system implementation, pricing range, terms of service, all those things that you may not be building when you're just trying to build software. Operations, product readiness, this is testing everything. Crossword, yeah, this is hard. Okay, cool. I like this. And so if I say, what if I do, so I need to probably click them all, it's complete, to see kind of what happens after the end of this. Okay, click. So I'm knocking all this stuff out. I like the pop-ups here that tell you what's happening as you progress. Clicking away. Okay, so now that I've completed everything. Okay, one thing here. I would have, once I'm done with this, some sort of prompt to click over here. This is sort of small, so when you finish, you're probably going to be at the bottom like me, unless of course you're doing by category, which again you still can't really see that from here. It's nice to just get some guidance on, like, okay, what do I do next, right? Boom, so where to launch. All right, so let me generate a plan. Go to Product Hunt, go to Reddit. Let's see. Gotcha. And as this loads, I do want to say that this is a pretty robust experience. Like you get to do a lot of different things and keep it all managed in here. I all of this stuff would normally probably be a bunch of different lists or a really long Excel doc. So I do like the visual presentation of this. All right, so it's done generating, and it says r/meal prep Sunday. Okay, so it tells you product hunt, and it tells you a website you can go to and a few different um, Reddit subreddit groups that you can select. And I do love that it tells you both kind of some rationale, like why would I even care about this, and then additionally the timing, which is cool. I'm not sure how that data is collected, but that is a cool incentive. So when it's launch time, you're not stressed the heck out. Okay. So after this, if I drop down, what do I get here? Okay, so it'll give you an info post or a highlight post that you can kind of work off of. This is cool. I think this is pretty cool because it's nice to have some like guidance and like so you're not having the blank page syndrome when you're doing your launch. Very, very fun. All right, so and you can regenerate it whenever you want. You can go over to marketing advice. Keep pushing. Generate this advice, and I wonder what happens if I click away. Will it keep generating that, or if I go back, it's just gone? Yeah, okay. So you need to sit on the screen. For something like this, if it is an instant, definitely allow people to load this in the background and click on other things. Like since this is a big checklist, I will, I might bounce around and want to do other things while this is loading. Because otherwise you're just kind of sitting here and don't want your users to sit if they don't have to. But yeah, this is nice. And I do like that this helps kind of break down the meat and potatoes of where to launch and how to approach that, because that can be kind of a nightmare or kind of stressful when you spend all this time already building the application or the website. All right, so now this is done, we have marketing material and advice. Goes over pain point analysis and messaging. Let's see, detail analysis, challenging, okay, messaging angles, health impacts, do proper eating, okay, go over some user scenarios. And then you go pain point, let's do general, tagline options, your AI chef for XYZ, elevator pitch, key selling points, features, these are the kind of core features, okay, marketing angles, elimination of meal planning, sample copy. I would really argue, as I'm looking through this is awesome. I would almost argue though to put this here, like before where to launch in the flow, because then if you read through all this, you this gives you like the game in the sort of like larger context as to why where to launch would matter at all. So if you know, okay, my pain point is this, messaging angles, health impacts due to proper tracking, when you see this, meal prep Sunday, student food, vegan, you go, oh, okay, how does this connect into my marketing? It makes a lot more sense if this happens first. Though, in defense of how this is set up already, I understand that this is a lot, right? This is a lot to read through, whereas where to launch is pretty short, so, getting them through the flow is paramount at the end of the day. So, features, cohesion, so what does this mean? Cohesive making sure, core message frameworks, okay, tone and language guide, friendly, supportive, inclusive. Oh, this is really cool. I love getting this kind of stuff. That's helpful. Tech forward, unifying selling themes, health, wellness, simplicity. So examples, yeah, like knowing health and wellness is my unified selling theme, for example. Or knowing the tone of my brand voice would be really helpful when I'm drafting my subreddit posts, for example. All right, let's check the landing page. Hero section, content recommendation, features, testimonials, pricing, footer. I like this. This is great. This is a pretty good landing page structure for almost any application, honestly, but I do like that it lays it out for you. With tagline, brief description, sign up, conversion elements. Pretty clear and fun. I love this. Because after everything, you still have to make a landing page. That's just the name of the game. Okay, so from here, you are, I guess at this point, complete. What if I go back to dashboard? Am I done? So Why does it say 60% complete? I should be done, right? Because at this point, like, it's done. Okay, so one thing I guess I would suggest a feature would just be, yeah, having, like, once someone gets through all of this, some sort of and I might even add some sort of interactability here of, like, yes, I've read this, like a button to confirm that they've read this. So as they're flowing through this, they feel like they're making progress, because this is dense with information, and you don't want people to get bored and bounce, because this is kind of some of the most important information delivered on this relating to launch and marketing information. So, but going back to dashboard, what's growth guide? Okay, this isn't quite out just yet. This explains your kickoff stage to get product fit, okay. Momentum stage, scale, and scale stage, okay. This is dope. I think this is going to be really cool. Yeah, so my only concern here is, why this is still in progress when it should be finished. And I would also argue too, if you're gonna have this kind of overhead for all of the projects, I assume if I made more, there'd be, I'd be able to see the various projects I have going on. It'd be great to be able to click on this and get right to it, right? Like this says, okay, launch MVP. I click on it, but then now I'm just back here. And if I've done it all, shouldn't that update now? Like, but I'm certain this is on the way. I wouldn't be surprised if it'll be fixed and addressed in the growth guide update, right? Because my MVP plan. Oh, okay. I see what it is. I could have sworn I made this already, right? Like I'm pretty sure I generated this. Let me see. Maybe I didn't generate this yet. I'm over here in MVP plan feature management. Okay, so I have 7 total ones and 7 foundational features and 0 enhancement features. Okay. So with that created, feature generator, I guess. I thought I kind of already created all my features, and then I was kind of going through them in this area. So I guess I'm a little confused as to like how MVP plan is now here. And then if this is already made, like what is this? I guess I'm a little confused with this. Oh, this is my roadmap of how to, okay, what to do in what order. Gotcha. And then once that's done, I can just clear it out. Okay, so if I go here and click on all these ones and do generate selected features, where do these go? I thought I went to feature list. So I'm confused as to like perhaps this is supposed to be over here, and then you go to feature list, and then you go to MVP. Because yeah, I did this flow already, and then it said build MVP, and then I went through the MVP plan. I thought, but then I obviously didn't. So what if I go back to dashboard? It still says 60%. I'm confused. Yeah, I clicked through all this already, completed all my features that were necessary. So with that done, shouldn't I already kind of be done? Let me refresh this whole thing. So if I complete feature, right, shouldn't this push this thing up? That sounds now. It seems like I'm just not making progress. Okay. No worries. Okay. Now it tells you what you're supposed to do. Gather feedback coming soon. Okay, that's not quite there. What happens? Okay, it just doesn't work just yet. Okay, well, excellent review. I quite like this project. Going back to the homepage, this is pretty clean, pretty solid. I think that over time they'll kind of grow this into being able to get you from, idea all the way to growth and scaling, which is obviously the kind of goal for something like this. I definitely commend them for distilling down what really is no, you don't have to be technical. This was very easy to use. They scaled down what really is a complicated and dense process into a bunch of checklists, which is awesome. The easier you can go from idea to something you can play with and iterate on, the better in this game. So huge kudos to Boosttoad. This is a great project.